everyone. We've got some friends with us today for our math video. And you're looking rather dressed up yourself, like a little safari teacher.
I'm Safari Marquardt.
Oh, Safari Mar? Can I call you Safari Mar?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And this is my pet lion.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, he's really hungry.
I like it.
He's hardly eaten anything all day. Who do you have?
This, I think he has a name.
His name is Clyde.
That is Clyde. And he looks like he's not missed a meal, but he's hungry.
Again.
Yes. And when I'm hungry, I want to eat the biggest portion that I can get.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm hungry and I have the choice between 6 brownies and 2 brownies, guess which one I want to eat? 6, because I'm hungry and I want to eat more.
Mm-hmm.
And so does Clyde. He's hungry and he's got a big belly that he needs to fill, so he wants to fill it with the biggest number possible.
And they're going to open their mouth and they're going to only eat the bigger number.
Okay.
So what are we doing then?
Okay, so what we're doing today is we're going to use symbols to compare numbers.
Okay.
And we have 3 different symbols that we're using. We've got greater than, less than, and equal to. So when I have my mouth open,
When your mouth is open, you want to eat all the cheeseburgers.
the bigger number. Okay. So my mouth is always going to be open towards the bigger number.
Okay.
Okay. So let's take a look over here. And you might not be able to see this because it's kind of small. I'm not sure if it shows up really good on the screen, but you have this. So showing this way means greater than. Open this way, we've got less than. And then obviously the equal sign means that it's equal to.
Or the same.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's take a look at what we have going on here. So what they've done here is we've got a number, 3 10s and 4 1s is the number 34. Okay?
Okay.
And then over here, we're comparing the number 34 to 3 10s and 2 1s, which is the number 32. Okay, so I know that if they both have 3 10s, that's the same.
It is.
Now I'm going to go and see, I'm going to compare the 1s.
Ooh, those
Okay.
look different.
They're different. There's 4 1s over here, and there's only 2 1s over here. So what's bigger, a 4 or a 2?
Ooh, a 4 is bigger.
4. So that means that this whole number, 34, is greater than 32. And I'm going to show that in 2 ways. I'm not only going to I usually call it an alligator mouth because it kind of looks like an alligator mouth, but we didn't have an alligator stuffed animal.
We only had a lion.
We went with a lion and a gorilla.
That's an orangutan.
An orangutan, I'm sorry.
It's okay. He just
orangutan.
his feelings get hurt easily.
Yes. So we're going to open that mouth of whatever animal you want to call it towards the bigger number. And we're also going to use the phrase greater than or less than. So for this one, 34 is greater than 32. Okay? Now, they go through a couple more examples to show us the differences. Over here, we have 32, right here, and 34. So they kind of flipped those numbers around. So if I have the 32 first, 32, that mouth flipped around because the bigger number moved spots. Now we're going to say 32 is less than 34. Is less than.
Yeah. Mrs. Grant, I like how you always read the number sentence. This 32 is less than 34 is a number sentence, just like if it were to have an equal sign. And we always read a number sentence just like we read a book, from left to right. So we're always going to start at the left-hand side and read over to the right in order.
I wouldn't read this 34 is greater than 32 because I'm starting with 32.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to
Just
know
like
the
you would
difference.
read a sentence. Exactly. All right.
Finally, you want to go over this one? Equal
Absolutely. So this time you're going to notice that the number in this box, 32, is actually the same as the number in this box, which is 32 as well. It has the same number of 10s and the same number of 1s. Whenever numbers are the same, we can say that they are equal to one another, and we're going to use the equal sign to show that. So we would write 32 is equal to 32. And in word form, it would just be is equal to. All right, so let's take a look at what the students need to do at the bottom.
And there's 2 things you need to do for each problem. And if you don't watch this video and you don't read the directions, you're probably going to do it wrong. So please follow directions, okay? You're not only going to be putting a symbol in that blank. You're going to be writing out the words greater than, equal to, or less than, and you're then going to circle the correct symbol, okay? So, down here, our first problem shows 13 and 31, okay? Number one, 13 is blank, then 31. So, I have two numbers, a 13 and a 31.
And they both have a 1 and they both have a 3 in them.
Yeah, but one's obviously bigger. So
Yeah.
I'm going to start in the tens column
Okay.
and compare those numbers. In the tens column over here, for 13, I have a 1.
Yep.
In the tens column on 31, I have a 3. What's bigger?
The 3 tens is going to be bigger than 1
110. So 31 is much bigger than 13.
It is.
But we got to read our numbers in the correct way.
That's right. So we're not going to say greater than. Instead, we're going to say 13 is less than
Yes.
31.
So I'm going to write the words less than. Okay, and then I would be choosing the correct symbol to compare these. That mouth does not want to eat the 13. And they're not equal to, so it's got to be the one with the mouth open towards the 31.
The lion
This
agrees.
one right here. Yes. How about we do one more for them, and I think they could probably finish the rest of this. Maybe we just talk about this one,
Okay.
and they can do the rest of it.
All right. Let's take a look at number 2. We have number 24 is blank 24. I think you just heard me read the same number, 24 and 24. If we have the same number, it means they're equal to. So we're going to write equal to on the line, and then we need to look carefully for that equal sign, which is going to be right here.
So don't forget, you have to not only write out the words, but you also have to circle the symbols on this. Mhm. Is that all they have to do for today?
You know what? I think there's a back side.
Let's check. Oh my gosh, there is. Why don't you erase the board while we take a look at this backside?
Safari Marquardt is already on it.
Way to go, Safari Marquardt.
All right.
I'm gonna push this up a little because we might want to
I'm gonna set my lion
check
down.
the bottom out too. This looks a little different. We're still comparing numbers, but it looks a little harder.
Yeah. This time we need to rewrite the numbers, but we need to put them in order from least, which means our smallest number, all the way up to our greatest number.
which would be like the Big Daddy.
Biggest, yeah. So looking at all these numbers, they're all out of order and they're mixed up. We have 15, 21, 12, and 18. But this isn't so bad. We can take a look at the number that's in the tens place of each number, and we can talk about which one is the smallest out of those.
Hold on. Are you telling me that when we're comparing numbers, we should always start in the biggest place value?
Absolutely. We always start in the biggest place value, which in this case of 2-digit numbers is going to be in the tens place.
So we're not going to compare the ones place?
Not yet.
Okay, so we have to start with the tens place. Okay. So if I'm looking for the smallest, right?
Yep.
I'm looking for the smallest. I have that in my head. So I have a 1, a 2, a 1, and a 1.
Yep.
One's definitely smaller, but there's 3 ones, Miss Marquardt. I don't know what to do.
It's Safari Marquardt.
Safari Mark.
Okay, let me tell you. So if all the ones are the same, then we're going to start looking at the number that's in the ones place. Now can you tell me which one is the smallest?
Okay, I'm no longer talking about the 21 because that's bigger. So I narrowed it down to the ones with the 1 in the tens place. And I've got a 5 here, I've got a 2 here, and I've got an 8. And I'm looking for the smallest. It's got to be the 2.
Yeah, it's going to be the 2, which means 12 is going to be our smallest number, and you're going to want to write that on the line.
Should I cross this out so
I
that
would.
I narrow it down to smaller numbers?
And
Or
then you don't
the
write
rest
it
of the
2
numbers I can-
times by
That's
accident.
true. And then I
Alright.
have less to compare it to, right?
So now we're just going to keep going. What would be the next smallest number?
So I'd have to go back to the beginning and compare those tens columns again.
Yep.
I have a 1, a 2, and a 1. 1 is smaller.
Yep.
So I'm going to forget about this guy for now and just compare the 15 and the 18. Now I've got to compare the ones column. I have a 5 and an 8. I'm going from least to greatest. I need the smaller number. 5. 15.
you got
15
it.
is next.
So our second number is going to be 15. Cross that off. Now you only have 2 to choose from. You have 21 and 18.
Okay. So again, I'm comparing the tens column. I have a 2 in the tens column here and a 1 here. 1 is smaller. That means 18 is next.
Yep. So it goes 12, 15, 18.
And I only have 1 left.
Yeah.
So it's got to be the biggest.
It has to be 21 for your final number in the row.
Sweet.
So our students, for the rest of this activity, they need to do the same thing with the following problems, checking out the numbers that are in the tens place first and then the ones place.
What if there is no number in the tens place?
You know, that tripped me up a couple days ago when we saw that. Anytime there's not a number in the tens place, it means it's automatically a ones digit. It's all by itself. There are no tens.
So this is probably pretty small compared to the other ones, huh?
I'll just give them a hint.
Okay.
The 6 is going to go first.
Okay. Good job. Now down here for a little extra work, it says in the box below, write 4 numbers and then rewrite them in order from least to greatest. So if I were to choose the numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5, just because I was being lazy.
Oh, okay. But you won't be lazy.
I won't be lazy. I would write them out of order first.
Yes.
And then put them in order from smallest to biggest, least to greatest after that.
You got it.
But hopefully you use numbers that are
I
bigger
hope they
than
choose
that.
numbers that they feel challenge them.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
like just right numbers.
Okay.
All right, you can do it.